Hello, everyone, and welcome to my final presentation for knowledge synthesis on intersectionality and informal caregiving, the case of congestive heart failure and racialized identities. Throughout my professional career in formal nursing education, I have developed and nurtured three main passions: cardiology, social justice, and educating future healthcare professionals. And so I was very excited to have Dr. Salima Alana agree to mentor me because it allowed me a unique opportunity to converge these passions into one culminating interest. So what is intersectionality and why does it matter? Crenshaw, a leader in Black feminist legal theory, introduced the term intersectionality in her 1989 work, Demarginalizing the Intersection of Race and Sex, a Black feminist critique of anti-discrimination doctrine. Crenshaw illustrated how Black women's lives are shaped by racism and sexism in ways that separate examinations of gender or race cannot adequately capture. In other words, gender and race do not exist in parallel, but are intertwined and produce compounding effects among marginalized groups. In the context of health, intersectionality theory can provide a framework for considering how disease trajectories are experienced and how inequities may manifest in different populations. An intersectionality-informed approach can help produce research that moves the needle forward on health equity by highlighting how power dynamics at various levels have produced structural inequities in marginalized communities. For me, the aim of this project was to make a meaningful contribution to social justice and health equity. My goal was to create a publishable literature review of intersectionality as it relates to cardiovascular disease. Secondary aim was to mentor an undergraduate student enrolled in the undergraduate summer research internship program. Together we were to create a review that would identify gaps in knowledge and hopefully inform future research surrounding racialized identities as they relate to cardiovascular disease. So far I have encountered two main barriers, and these aren't barriers so much as they are hurdles to a successful review process. The first hurdle was narrowing the topic of interest. We had to figure out what social identity in particular we were going to be looking at, what cardiovascular disease we were interested in, and what type of literature review we were going to conduct, whether it was going to be a scoping review, a realist synthesis, or another type of systematic review. We had to decide on all of this, not only while staying true to our interests, but ensuring that we respected and upheld Dr. Alana's interests and her goal of setting up her initial research foundation with Western University. The second hurdle was the creation of an all-encompassing search string that captures all the nuances of our target databases. This has been the most daunting task, as it has been challenging to create a string that captures all racialized identities and functions similarly across databases. We eventually settled on completing a scoping review in order to review gaps in areas requiring further inquiry. We narrowed our topic of interest to informal caregiving in the context of congestive heart failure in racialized minorities. This is still an ongoing systematic process. Both myself and the USRI student have agreed to work with Dr. Alana past graduation in order to complete the entire review process in hopes of being published.